Yes. Nobody says it is same and different. Actually, the correct answer is, yes, there are boys there telling. Correct answer is, it is same, it is different. So, you will get 10 out of 10 for saying yes. You will again get 10 out of 10 for saying no. This is not mathematics. This is Vedanta. So, Vedanta, two opposite things can be correct. How is it same? It is a water, same water, H2O. Without ocean, there is no wave, so it is same as the ocean. How is it different? Yes, the ocean there, in that condition as the ocean, the energy is potential. In a wave, it has manifested, it is kinetic. There is a manifestation of energy. Potential energy has now become kinetic. There is a manifestation. That is the word, something which is created. It was created out of the ocean, but it is not separate from the ocean. And because it is created, it is manifesting something, it is also different. Now this ocean, if we call it Brahman, not your television serial Brahma. That television serial Brahma has 4 heads. This is Brahman, pure consciousness. If you call that ocean as Brahman, the wave we call Shakti. Brahman and Shakti. They both are abhed, they are not different. In English, you can say consciousness and energy. Sri Ramakrishna would repeatedly tell, Brahman and Shakti are same, don't see a difference. How same? Same like the milk and its whiteness. Same like the fire and its power to burn. Same like the snake and its wriggling motion. The moment you see a snake, it won't go, it cannot climb the stairs jumping. It cannot go straight. It has to go wriggling. You cannot separate it. Like that, Brahman and Shakti are same. Now, on this wave, huge wave, there are bubbles, millions and millions of bubbles. Millions of bubbles, small, small bubbles. Same question. Are these bubbles same as the wave and ocean? Or are these bubbles different from the wave and ocean? So how many now will say same and not same? Anyone? How many say it is different, separate? It is not the wave, it is separate from the wave. Anyone? Oh, you're totally confused, is it? Did I confuse you? I am asking a simple question. Is the bubble same as the wave and ocean, or is it different, separate from the wave and ocean? How many say same? How many say it is different? Okay. How many say it is both, same and different? So more people have learnt now. This is the correct answer. It is same and it is different. How is it same? Without wave, there is no bubble. Without H2O, can there be a bubble? It has some water element in it, very little. So it is same as the wave and ocean. How is it different? It is limited by time and space. Time and space makes all the difference there. What is the space of a bubble? So insignificant. Such a tiny bubble, who will go and measure that bubble? So, what is the time? Let us say 5 seconds. Let us say 10 seconds. 10 seconds for a bubble. 10 seconds? By the time you write one word, 10 seconds is over. And that is the life of a bubble, insignificant. So now we have understood this. There is the ocean, there is the wave, and there are these bubbles. Brahman, Shakti, and this Shakti has manifested multiple forms. Multiple forms. Each one of us is nothing but a bubble. Each one of us is nothing but a bubble. Not just us, living beings. Everything you see in this universe is a bubble. Different shapes, different sizes, living or non-living. I was just reading this April issue. Baba says, the body is made up of 5 elements. It is temporary like a water bubble. You do not know when it is there and when it is not. Body is like a water bubble and mind is like a mad monkey. In the cover title page, Baba's quotation is there. Now I say this is a bubble, okay? This is also a bubble. It has a shape, it has a time frame given to it. If I go deep into this, what will I find? If I go into this is a podium. I have given it a name. What is it? Wood? If I go into the wood, what is there? Finally, what do I find? Atoms. Atoms is energy. Same thing here. Atoms. Is there anything you can see here which is not atoms? The whole universe is energy. Our Upanishadic Rishis asked this question, what is life? What is life? And they didn't go for a textbook. They didn't go for a guidebook. What is life? Let me see the answer. They said, let me discover. They discovered 3 truths. They said, the whole universe is prana, energy. I am also that energy. Where did this energy come from? That was the next question. They said, this energy is coming from something we don't know what it is. We can only call it as consciousness, Chaitanya. And they said, this individual person, me, as a bubble of energy, behind me is that consciousness. And they said, one more discovery they made. This individual consciousness is part of the universal consciousness. They called that Paramatma. If this individual is called Jivatma, that is called Paramatma. I'll come back to my bubbles because bubbles is easy to understand. Then Jivatma, Paramatma. Now, here is a bubble, a student bubble, who is afraid of death. A bubble who is afraid of death. He is crying, I am afraid of death. A guru bubble will come now. There should always be a guru when there is a student. The guru bubble comes, and here is this disciple bubble crying, I am afraid of death. What will you tell if a bubble is crying? It approaches you and tells, I am afraid of death. What would you tell? You will say, don't be full silly. If a bubble dies on the ocean, will you cry? You will say, what nonsense. The bubble came from the wave, it went back into the wave. What is there to cry? You tell that to the bubble, bubble will scold you. What do you mean? I am dying and you say there is nothing? Then the guru tells, no, really I am telling you, you don't have death. Death is meaningless. Don't be foolish. You cannot die. What do you mean you cannot die? I just cremated my father's body and came, I am afraid of death, and now you tell I don't have death? Then the guru says, my dear boy, you are having this illusion because you think you are this body, you are the mind, you are the ego. In reality, you are the wave. You are the ocean. How can you die? Can the ocean ever die? And you are the ocean. Why do you think you are a bubble? You may now have the shape of a bubble. In that shape, you are limited by time. But in reality, you are nothing but the wave, and the wave is nothing but the ocean. So you don't have a death. You are the ocean. You are that. It is called a great statement. Mahavakya, it is called. Tat Tvam Asi. You are that. You are that ocean. You are that Brahman. You are that consciousness. This is what the Guru is telling the disciple. Now, if this bubble asks, okay, you are telling me, Guru Vakya, Shastra Vakya, Shraddha, I should have. Okay, I will believe you. Show me. Where shall I go and look for ocean? Where should the bubble go to see the ocean? Does it have to go somewhere to see the ocean? It has to go inside. It doesn't have to go anywhere outside. It has to go inside to discover that it is nothing but the ocean. That is what the student bubble did. It went inside. There are so many paths to go inside. So many ways, so many paths our rishis have discovered, not single path, so many paths to go inside and discover who you are. One question, Ramana Maharishi would always insist on this. Who am I? Nanyar. Discover this. Discover this before you die. Who am I? Don't memorize things. That will be last before you die. Discover who am I, and for that you have to go inside. And this disciple bubble is a good disciple. It has Shraddha in the Guru Vakya. So though it does not know where this ocean is, it has a faith. The Guru is not trying to cheat me, so it goes inside. And when it goes inside into the layers of human personality, which our Upanishads say has 5 layers. It goes behind these 5 layers, it discovers, of course, I am the ocean. I thought I was a bubble. What kind of a bubble? A boy bubble, a girl bubble, a fat bubble, a thin bubble, a tall bubble, a short bubble, intelligent bubble, stupid bubble, good bubble, bad bubble. So many identifications. I thought I was this. I saw my friends. I saw only bubbles. I didn't see the water. When I asked you to see, you saw only bubbles, different shapes, different sizes. You couldn't see the water. Now this bubble, it has gone inside and it discovers, I am the ocean. I am that. Aham Brahmasmi. That is also called a Mahavakya. I am that. I have discovered myself. This is called self-discovery or self-realization. It has realized who it is, self-realization. With this deeper understanding of who I am or what I am, this student bubble now comes out and again it sees the whole hall. Let us say one of your students here are this bubble. You discover this, you sit now and you see around. You will see different shapes and sizes, but simultaneously you will also see it is same as me. He and I are one. He and I are one. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Why? Because he and I are one. It is the same source. It is the same consciousness manifesting here as so many forms. Sarvam khalu idam brahma. Sarvam khal vidam brahma. Everything, whatever I see, living and non-living, everything is the same consciousness. We call this non-living. But it is not so. It is same consciousness. Only in the human body, there is an organic capacity to realize this. As a human being, I have this organic capacity. Creation has given me this chance to discover who I am. That's why it is told, human birth is precious. Don't waste it in memorizing textbooks. Discover yourself. Now, when you see that all these bubbles are nothing but the same consciousness, Brahman, simple word, let us use God. God. Everyone is nothing but God. Could you follow me until now? Yes. This whole universe I see is nothing but that consciousness which I call with loving word God, Bhagavan. When you know this is God, how will you express your love? The best way to express love is seva, service. When you love someone, what do you give them? You give them something. You give a chocolate, you help them, you serve them, you cook for them, you play with them. You try to meet their needs, make them happy. That is seva. When I love God, you love Bhagavan. How do? You bring a flower, you sing his songs, you try to please him. When he is pleased, the whole world is pleased. And when I know this whole world is Bhagavan, it is so easy to worship him. It is so easy to see God multiple ways. Really? It is not so easy. The truth is, this universe is God, that's true, but all these living gods are not so easy to please. Now, there is a statement in the Bhagavatam where the Lord says, Kapila Maharishi, he is the Lord himself, he says, I exist in all beings as the self, but people insult me there and elaborately worship me only in an image in the temple. You go to the temple, Abhishekam you do, 1,000 rupees you spend. Fellow human being you meet on the road or your friend you don't like, you insult him. What kind of worship is this? I don't accept the worship of those who insult me in every form of living beings and yet worship me in temple with costly rituals. I am not at all pleased. And such people who worship only in the temple but ignore me in the fellow living beings, they can never have peace. These are quotations from the Bhagavatam. Swami Vivekananda too, he says, I am quoting Swami Vivekananda, after so much austerity, I have understood this as the real truth. God is present in every jiva. There is no other God besides that. Who serves jiva serves God indeed. The only way of getting our divine nature manifested is by helping others to do the same. That is the highest service, spiritual service. The gist of all worship is this. Whatever worship you are doing, the essence, the gist is this. What is that essence? To be pure and to do good to others. Only two things. Be pure, do good to others. You are doing great worship. He who sees Shiva in the poor, in the sick, in the deceased, really worships Shiva. And if he sees Shiva only in the image, his worship is but preliminary, LKG level worship. Shiva is in the temple, in that Shivalinga. What about the people sitting around you? That's why I asked you to see immediately around you. Because the human mind is a very strange mind. If we say all human beings are God, you will say human beings are God. But the fellow next to you, he is my enemy. Oh, he's a crooked fellow. He doesn't come under human being. So immediately, when I have to practice this, it has to be with people with whom I am living. There are some devotees who will be very good in the ashrama. You go and ask their family, they say, this fellow, you call him good devotee. He's a headache for us. He hates us. He misbehaves with us. With people living around them, they cannot do well. But outside people, they will be very happy, very helpful. That is the mind, human mind, it works like that. That's why I said, immediately you are all sitting now in God's place with God. If this one idea, I can take it inside, it will transform my life. I'll come to the second question, how to serve Him, how to serve God. Swamiji's quote was there. If I have to serve, yes, my family members, my friends, I will serve them. Besides that, especially the poor, the sick, the deceased. Murka dehevo bhava. Swamiji says, let the ignorant be your God. If he is ignorant, I have to give him knowledge. Daridra devo bhava. If he is poor, I have to give him some prosperity. Rogi Narayana. If he is sick, I have to worship him. Not with arati. I have to give him the food, the medicine that he needs. This kind of a service when I do, I am serving the Lord Himself. And what happens when I serve like this? Two things happen. First, we are all bound by our body, by our mind, by our ego. Ego is I, nano, me. Continuously it keeps telling, I so-and-so, I so-and-so. Very, very difficult to remove this I. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, if you cut this tree's, branch now, next day it will sprout. Like that, this ego. You may say, I have overcome my ego. You never know. Somewhere like a bhutam, it will come and it will sit inside you. Your behavior, your talking, everything will be influenced by the ego. And when it possesses you, you don't know it has possessed you. You think I am free from ego. So that ego, we are trapped. Body, mind, ego. I have to use this as the instrument to serve God. How do I serve God? With reverence. That is the spirit behind Seva. So many volunteers, hundreds of volunteers serve here in the Satya Sai organization. Why? Because they are uplifted, they are purified. What happens when I serve? Again, this magazine yesterday Sir gave me, I was reading. You see, Swamiji, Baba I am quoting, Swami said, every limb of your body gets sanctified when you engage yourself in Seva. When Seva is really rendered wholeheartedly and with a pure mind, self-confidence gets fortified. This leads to self-satisfaction and with it, strong feelings of self-sacrifice. This is Jivita Paramartham, ultimate fulfillment of life. See how you are able to realize God even without any struggle? You have two wings, love and Seva. Just as birds fly with the strength of two wings. Treading the path like birds, you must reach God fast. Engage yourself in Seva, and God Himself will come in search of you. You need not crave for God. Seva requires reverence, self-confidence, self-control, self-sacrifice. It is very easy to worship in the temple. You do abhishekam, pala abhishekam, this abhishekam, whatever you like, right? And you give offering prasadams to God which you like, because you only will be eating next. And Bhagavan will accept everything, He won't shout, He won't tell anything. Try serving your friend sitting next to you. You will see, it is not easy. This friend gets irritated. This friend is greedy. This friend is foolish. That friend is bad. This friend is not responding at all. And I have to worship this friend God. If your friend cannot be God, how will you worship any other God? And worshipping this friend God is so easy. No, so difficult. That is the challenge. Self-control, self-sacrifice. Without that, you cannot do Jiva Seva. Continuously you will have to sacrifice and you will have to restrain. Because I see the world as I am. If I am identified with my body, I will see only a body. If I am identified with mind, I see this mind. Oh, intelligent mind, not so intelligent. Oh, crooked mind. If I am identified with my ego, immediately there will be an interaction. If I am identifying myself, discovering myself as consciousness, then there will be a transformation. What happens when I serve with some respect of reverence, beginning Shraddha, with some amount of Shraddha, if I start serving, what will happen? My self-confidence will grow, mind will become pure. When the mind becomes pure, I will start having glimpses of the divinity within the man. I will be able to see through the body, mind, ego and have a glimpse of that divinity. When the mind becomes pure, this will happen. And when I start seeing the glimpses of the God in the people I am serving, then my seva deepens into worship, real worship. And when that worship becomes deep, I will have the divinity visible to me. And then seva becomes a play with the Lord. And that is Lila. I become Lila Sahachar when I play with Him. That is what seva can give. It is not simply doing some good work. Oh, seva, if I do seva, I'll get punyam. It is not about punyam and papam. It is literally worshipping God. And when I do that, I stand transformed. As Baba says, He will come to you. That means your inner divinity will manifest when you worship with this spirit. Second, I should do seva with a sense of gratitude. I should have gratitude. Why? For whom? One of my favorite quotes, one of my favorite quotations is Einstein's quotation. I'll ask you to repeat after me. Let us see if anyone can tell me. You may write down, but when you tell, you should tell without seeing. 100 times a day, how many times? 100 times a day, I remind myself that my inner and outer life depends upon the labors of other men living and dead. 100 times I remind myself that my inner and outer life. Outer life, we are all wearing dress. How many of you know how to make a thread from cotton? Anyone? One. Yeah. Some girls here know how to make a thread from a cotton. How to make a cloth? Yeah. How to stitch that cloth into a shirt? Yeah. Cutting and theoretical is different. Do you know how to stitch a shirt? You don't know. Anyone knows how to build this building? Everything we are using, which is the labor of other people. The shirt I am wearing, the spectacles I am wearing, the mic I am using, this beautiful auditorium, everything is the labor of other people. My external world. Inner world, what am I doing now? I am uttering some sounds, right? How many are here from Bengal? Ekta duto jan ache, bakira nischay bujhbe na amar Bangla. Ame ekun ki bolchi keu bujhte pache? You are telling what is this abracadabra sound you are doing. I did nothing, I uttered some sound. Now also I am uttering some sound. But this sound you are interpreting as idea. Those sounds I asked you, do you understand me? You said what? Because your teacher didn't teach you Bengali. She taught you ABCD, my teacher taught me ABCD. I am uttering some sound and you are interpreting that sound as idea. What a wonderful thing. Just the sound I am uttering and that sound is communicating as ideas. Ideas transform life. What wonderful thing. So my inner life and external life, 100 times a day, I remind myself that my inner and outer world depends upon the labors of other men, women also, other men, living and dead. Very good. Half done. And that, second part, and that, I have to give back in the same measure as I have received and I am still receiving. And that I have to give back in the same measure as I have received and I am still receiving. 100 times a day, not once. 100 times a day I remind myself that my inner and outer life depends upon the labors of other men, living and dead, and that I have to give back in the same measure as I have received and I am still receiving. That is why he is called a great man. Can anyone repeat this quote to me? Try? Yes? Don't read what you have written. Don't read. Yeah. I have to give back. This is what I have to remember. Yajna Chakra is the concept we are given. We are continuously taking from this universe, from fellow human beings and from nature. You have to give back. When you don't give back, you are constipated. We think constipation is only physical. It is also mental, it is spiritual. That's what Baba told yesterday. Aparigraha. Don't take. Give more. Give more. Take less. Give more and take less. Your balance is good. This continuous giving is what is called seva. When I give, it should not be with business calculation. It should be with love, with reverence and with a sense of gratitude. I'll conclude with one story. What happens when I discover, even a little, when I discover who I am, and when I try to see the divinity inside you, what will happen? There was a great yogi called Pavhari Baba. He lived in Ghazipur. Swami Vivekananda also met him. He was with him for nearly 3-4 weeks. There is a story. It is a real incident. One day, Pavhari Baba is sleeping. A thief came to steal in the ashrama. You can know it is a stupid thief. What will you get in a small ashrama? He came there. He stole some things. Clumsy thief also. He dropped some things. Baba got up. Pavhari Baba. This thief started running. Immediately, Pavhari Baba picked up all that which he had dropped, started running behind the thief. And he is telling, Narayana, Narayana, wait. Thief is thinking, Ayyo, now this Baba will catch me. Thief is running, Pavhari Baba is running behind him. Narayana, Narayana, wait. Pavhari Baba caught him finally. And the thief thought, Ab gaya mera kaam. Next moment, Pavhari Baba gave him all those things and said, please forgive me, sorry I disturbed you. All this belongs to you, Narayana. This is all yours. Please take. Sincerely, from the heart, he was seeing Narayana. He didn't see the body. He didn't see the mind, which is a thieving mind. He simply said, Narayana, take this. Some years have passed. Swami Vivekananda is wandering in the Himalayas. He is somewhere near Rishikesh. He met one sannyasi. Swamiji says, I could see this was an advanced yogi. He's not ordinary sannyasi, advanced. They are having some conversation, and then that sadhu is asking Swamiji, Swami, have you heard of Pavhari Baba? Yes, I know. I stayed with him for a few weeks. Do you know there is an incident? He chased a thief who came to steal, gave him all those things. Oh yes, I have heard about him. Now the sadhu is having tears in his eyes and he says, I am that thief. I am that thief. In Swamiji's life, this is recorded. A thief transformed into an advanced yogi. Why? An awakened soul said Narayana. When he said Narayana, Narayana awakened. That's what Baba used to do. Every talk. How would he begin, Baba? Yeah, divine embodiments, Atma Swarupalara. He doesn't see your body, mind, ego. He says, you are the Atman. You are the Atman. Swami Vivekananda says, day and night tell yourself, I am the Spirit. I am the Spirit. Spirit means Atman. Day and night tell yourself, I am the Atman. You have hypnotized yourself. One of his listeners in London said, oh Swami, you are hypnotizing us. Then Swami Vivekananda told, no madam, I am de-hypnotizing you. You have hypnotized yourself into thinking you are body, mind, ego. I am telling you, body, mind, ego is there. It is not there also. It is just, as Baba said, just for a short time, a bubble. Go inside. Before this bubble breaks, you have an opportunity. Discover who you are. And one very, very, very powerful way, very easy way to discover who I am is seva. The motto of Ramakrishna order established by Swamiji is Atmano Mokshartham Jagat Hitaya Cha, for one's own self-emancipation and the good of the world. How do I do this seva? Swamiji has given a bhava behind it. People who don't understand all the seva activities which we do here and in our order, they say, oh, philanthropic work. We say, no, we are not NGO. We are not philanthropic work NGOs. Shiva Gnane Jiva Seva. That is the bhav. Shiva Gnane Jiva Seva. Before I conclude, I'll just touch one point which some of you may understand. I said we are all bubbles, right? Now there are some special bubbles on this wave. Special bubbles on this wave. These special bubbles are never in Maya, never in delusion. They always know they are the wave, they are the ocean. What do you call these special bubbles? Prophets, avatars. These are the special bubbles. Baba, Sri Ramakrishna. These are the special bubbles who always know they are the ocean, they are the wave. Supreme power is manifested. Now, some of our bubbles, we don't like to go inside and discover who I am. Very difficult. We are attracted to this beautiful, wonderful, most loving bubble, Krishna, Ramakrishna, Baba. We say, I am attracted to this bubble. When I love this bubble, it is called the Bhakti Marga. It is same as discovering myself. This is called God realization, that is called self-realization. Both are same. Whether I discover myself as Atma Swarupi or I discover my oneness with this God, both end in the same thing. That is the blessing we have in a place like this. Service to man is service to God, because man is God. Man doesn't mean some abstract man. People around me. All these people who are with you in this camp, it is Baba himself. And you are also Baba. You have to discover this. This is the directive, this is the message, this is the command of the Upanishads. Discover who you are. The last message of Buddha, Atma Deepo Bhava. Be a light unto yourself. You have come here, take this lamp, take this light, light yourself, spread the light. I hope and pray you will all be benefited immensely. I am sure you will always be. Just by the presence of this divine kshetra, you are transformed. Whether you understand or not, samskaras are automatically purified. I pray to Baba to bless us all.
Thank you, Swamiji, for sharing such beautiful examples and analogies on this important theme, Manav Seva is Madhav Seva. Now, on behalf of all gathered here, I humbly express our deep sense of gratitude for coming over and sharing your wisdom with all of us. I invite Sri K. Chakravarti Garu, Chancellor, Sri Satya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, and Member Secretary, Sri Satya Sai Central Trust, to come to the stage and offer our token of love and gratitude to His Holiness Swami Mahamedananda Ji. Next speaker for today's morning session is Shri Vijay Menon.